All rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Alvarez.
Here.
Councilman Cullen.
Here.
Councilwoman Eckhart. Here. Councilwoman Hudak is absent. Supervisor Hay.
Here. Notation of exits in the front and the rear. Any electronic device, please put it on vibrate. Make a motion to open the public hearing. The first one is for Farm to Market subdivision, 83-85 Farm to Market Road, 280A. And I waive the reading of the notice.
Second.
Is there a second?
I'll second, sorry.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good evening. My name is Peter Scott. I'm an architect and engineer representing the applicant tonight, Farm to Market subdivision. Before you, we are asking for a 280A approval of a subdivision in which frontage is provided by an existing private road referred to as Field and Forest Court. The project consists of subdividing a property identified as 45-222 and 45-221, totaling 115 acres into 10 lots, 4 of which have frontage in compliance with the regulations on Farm to Market Road, while the remaining lots number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 have frontage on Field and Forest Court, which is a private road, and accordingly need relief from the ordinances to provide frontage on a private road.
In that you're describing for the public what a 280A is?
Yes. Each lot requires frontage on a town road of a certain width. And if you don't have a town road, you have the right to pursue an alternate means of providing frontage from that of a private road, which is written in the ordinances referred to as a 280A ordinances. And this says that you are providing equal access opportunities through a private road to service these lots and therefore meet lot requirements for road frontage. In this particular instance, we're going to create a homeowners association which will be shared by the lot owners to maintain the road to levels which are adequate to provide vehicular access, entry and exit, as well as improvements which have been required by New York City DEP and the town of Southeast for stormwater management and stormwater treatment. There were components which existed at one time on Field and Forest Court servicing similar needs for stormwater management, but over the years, since the road dates 40, 50 years old, basically they became degraded to such an extent that the consultants of the town as well as New York City DEP required their replacement with more up-to-date stormwater management practices. And so at the culmination of the project, if approved, we'd be improving the existing condition by improving drainage, road surface, and many attributes of the roadway, which we significantly improve access to our lots on the property. For the record, I must also mention that this roadway has been afforded an easement to Farm to Market properties, now are formerly Farm to Market properties, which are apartments located in the town of Patterson. The current landowner is the grantor, and they are the grantee. That is, they are the recipient of the right to pass and repass on a roadway structure that exists at this point in time.
Peter, can I ask one question? Did you get the permission from the current one or the previous?
Well, we are the owners of the property.
Yes, you are, but I mean, the other property, the apartments, did you get them for the current owners?
No, we granted it to them.
Oh, you granted to them?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
Sorry.
They received the easement from us.
Okay.
So we basically are the owners of the roadway and the owners of the right to grant them an easement.
Okay. So let me ask you a question then. Was that to the previous one that carried over to the new one, or is it basically with the new one?
Well, what we're doing at this point in time is there wasn't some easements that were updated, and probably Mr. Manicow would be better served to speak of that. But again, there were easements in place. They remain in place. The HOA will develop an HOA to service our property lots only, and that'll be combined with the neighboring apartment complex to create some sort of other legal vehicle to further enhance the roadway.
Okay, thank you.
And Mr. Manicow is here. He's going through all the easements. I think Will has copies of all of them. And basically, we've been positively referred by the planning board. We have a preliminary approval on the property. Just to get an update for the board, we have DEP conditional, DEC conditional, conditional from the Putnam County Highway Department, which services Farm to Market roadway, and we have a SHPO approval also on the project for archaeological. That's it.
Anyone from the public wish to speak to the matter? Ma'am, if you would just come up to the mic, if you don't mind, state your name for the record.
My name is Mary Ann Taramina, and I live on Farmstead Lane. I got this in the mail, and I don't know anything about it. Can more explanation be given to me about it?
If you stand right there, Peter, would you go up and answer any questions the lady might have? Okay, ask your questions, ma'am, because...
Oh, I was told there's going to be a horse farm. My property is adjacent to the end of this, and
I don't believe
I don't
it'd be a
know if
ho-
I should buy apples.
Okay, here's, currently the project is zoned R160, which is a minimum of 3.87.
Peter, do me a favor, go by the mic as well, if you don't mind, so the public can hear as well.
Yes, this is zoned R160, which is residential, 3.87 acres in size is the minimum lot size. We meet or exceed that on every single lot. In fact, our lot acreages range from 3.87 up to 66 acres in size. And what's happening is most of the lots are set back on the property. We've pushed all of our development away from Farm to Market Road, mainly because there's a bus garage across the street, and so we're pushing our proposed house sites at the rear of the property itself. Once you enter onto Field and Forest Court, again, the same thing holds true. Our lots are up on the hillside, both to the west and onto the east of the Field and Forest Court. We have a very large lot with only one house site proposed on that.
So why don't you tell the largest lot size,
66 acres.
which could be possibly a horse farm, which you may or may not have heard. There's no guarantee what may or may not go there. And how many houses are totally slated? I know you said, but repeat it again.
10.
It's 10 lots, 10 houses. So we anticipate them to be large houses because of the acreage of the site. We're not building any new roads, we're only building driveways. So disturbance is quite reduced with this proposal because our roads exist already. So it's really cutting up land which has road frontage already, and our construction would be limited to driveways, house sites, and an array of DEP required stormwater management techniques, which again improves all the stormwater in the area. So if anything, the water will be better when we're done with the project.
Any other questions, ma'am?
So it's 10 houses, and I'm sure you would like to develop it immediately, but really, what do you see?
Everything nowadays is market driven. There's an advantage with this particular project because the road already exists. So literally, besides us improving some detention basins, that's the only improvements that are being proposed. And again, we'd be marketing lots as soon as we post bonds, et cetera.
Are you going to build houses as well, or are you just going to market lots?
There's an opportunity. We're still reviewing that with potential buyers.
No, well, okay, so I'm trying to say, buyers will contract out. Do you have any intentions, does the builder have any intentions of building the homes himself
Yes.
for spec, so to speak?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, there won't be spec, but we're
You'll-
already meeting with potential lot buyers. And we'd be building houses for them, but
Okay.
pretty large in nature.
So,
And, which end would the horse farm be at?
Yes, there's two opportunities for a horse farm. One would be the first lot, which is lot number 1.
Where is Farm to Market Road?
Farm to Market is here, it runs left and right.
And 312 is to your left?
It's right here, down
Yeah.
at the intersection. And so our adjacent neighbors at the end of this one lot, which is lot number 1, is basically a small subdivision that exists,
That's me.
and you're right here. And so with your particular property, we're set back from that. We already have approved house sites, and so we're providing, our setbacks are 100 feet in the R160 zone. So anything we build can't go closer than 100 foot from the property line. So you get a automatic buffer because of the zoning we're in. And then, again, lot number 1, all the activities are pretty much centrally located in the lot, maintaining that 100-foot buffer.
And can I ask what this circular overhang is?
Yes, that is a detention basin required by DEP. It collects water. And we're using rain gardens we're using forest filter strips to filter the water in that particular lot. And forest filter strips means we can't knock down the forest. It'll remain, and it'll remain as a buffer as we drain to it.
Who maintains that?
In this particular instance, on lot number 1, it's maintained by the individual lot owner because he's kind of separate.
Okay,
But the town required that every other lot is interconnected into an HOA.
okay. So any maintenance of it, the mowing of it, making it presentable, passing MS4 regulations will be done by that lot owner in particular?
Only lot 1 is the one that's.
And they're gonna be made aware of that in their deed somehow when they buy it?
Covenants, DEP is all over that in terms of the proper paperwork.
Can you put it in bold print, not in small print at the
It'll be in
bottom?
big print.
Okay.
So are you deforesting lot number 1?
No, what's happening is, if everyone's been to the site, it was cleared at one time, and then it has olive trees are growing all over it, which basically are they're not the real olives, so they're a bad olive. But so basically, you have these really thorny, nasty bushes all over it with natural roses, and so we would be cleaning them up because most of them are invasive. All that's invasive materials, and then when you're done, you'll be back to the open meadows that were there from. The farm equipment was still on lot number 1. It was all open fields at one time. So it'd be basically reverting back to open fields.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public? Seeing none, I make a motion to close.
I have questions.
No, you can have one.
I was waiting for everyone to finish.
Okay, good.
So, Peter, the road was in all the way to the, I thought there was a road already in all the way out to every lot?
No.
Now, what it is there's a private road extends through the property into
Okay.
Patterson.
Okay,
And we are then using that for our access to individual lots. We have frontage on those lots. And so from that, we're building driveways.
okay, all right. And this is a question for Will. So if we approve the 280A, Will, that is not us approving the homeowners association, correct? Is that something?
No, we're not
We're not.
involved in
Okay.
homeowners associations. We're only.
Good.
The 280A application is really a mechanism by which there's a section of the town law that says that
Right.
all lots have to have frontage on a
Right.
publicly maintained road. This would allow the development of these lots without having frontage directly on a
Right.
publicly maintained road.
No, the 280A I understood, but Mr. Scott was talking a lot about the homeowners association. I just wanted to make sure there was no connection, that
No.
we don't have to.
Who-
that's your-
No, but if I may, I bring that up, Lynn, because the town is concerned, like a lot of people, who's
Oh, I
going to
know.
take care of all this?
Right,
And so we are creating an HOA to make sure that every single person there is part of an HOA.
right.
And therefore, the town is creating a vehicle where can be supervised. The maintenance will take place.
No, I know. In general, the town likes these improvements made by the developer before this goes on the market, so there's no confusion later on or someone thinks they can opt out. So this is a special case, and I know that's one reason the homeowners association has to be put together. I just wanted to make sure
If
that,
I may, Wayne,
We
We
don't.
we will be building those components or bonding them to be built
Okay,
for the sale of any lots.
okay,
When they're all done, the developer will sell them to the HOA for $1.
okay,
And they'll be, so everything will be approved by the town engineer as well as a DEP through inspection. Once they're accepted, it would then be converted to the HOA.
Does the Attorney General have to approve the HOA?
Yes.
yeah, so, as long as we have belt and suspenders, that's fine.
Yes, a lot of suspenders.
Anyone else from the public again? Town board members? Make a motion to close the public hearing?
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you for coming. It'll be on the October 1st meeting. Okay, second public hearing this evening, Bedichek subdivision, 171, 181 Joe's Hill Road. Await the reading of the public hearing, Mose?
Mr. Supervisor, before you go on, I just want to make disclosure that I have represented the Bedichek family interests in the past, and I want that to be made public. I would not be involved in any deliberations with regard to your consideration of this particular application.
Okay, thank you. I need a second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, sir, go ahead.
Good evening, Supervisor, members of the board. My name is Zach Pearson from Insight Engineering. I'm here tonight on behalf of Robert Bedichek, who is the trustee for the Bedichek estate. We're before you this evening for a 280A, similar to the last project, for a lot line adjustment on the subject property. The trust owns two existing lots off of Joe's Hill Road, 171 and 181, totaling roughly 200 acres. On the plan before me, you can see the pink line delineates the existing property boundary between the two lots. So one of the two lots currently has no access to Joe's Hill Road. The owner is proposing a lot line adjustment to extinguish the pink line and create a new lot only around the existing cell tower site on the property. There is a 20-foot easement that is centered along an existing access to the cell tower. The trust is looking to basically do a lot line subdivision or a lot line adjustment, maintain ownership of the cell tower lot, and then they currently have a prospective buyer who is interested in keeping the other lot, which is the balance of the property, undeveloped.
And the lot that's being subdivided, there's a first right of refusal involved on this as well? If the parcel's ever sold?
As far as the
Yes,
cell tower,
right.
I believe so.
I thought I heard that in the previous meeting. I just wanted to point it out.
I believe that to be the case.
Any questions from the public? If you, yep, yep, come on up. You can kind of show them where your house is as well.
What?
You can show them where your house is on the property.
And
Good, how are you?
I just want to see where this is coming, because we are,
Down,
Joe's Hill Road is out way up there. It runs north,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it runs up and down.
we're on Timber Road, we currently have a right-of-way with Bedichek's land.
Okay. So it would be
Go down.
within his easement, you guys come in off of this access road.
Okay. So we're-
That's not correct.
But this is.
I'm not sure.
You're not even showing the piece of property that you're adjacent to. You're further down. The Bedichek family
Yeah, you're-
family interest has two
No,
separate lots.
it's the top of the hill.
Yeah, this is the top of the hill, this is the site with the cell tower. There's just a gravel access, gravel driveway that comes in.
Okay.
You'll never see it.
So down by us, there's not going to be any development down there?
Well, there's no development
No.
proposed with this application at
Just a
all.
subdivision of it.
Yeah, it's just,
No?
Changing the lot.
They're taking a lot for the cell tower itself,
Okay.
okay?
right, right now, he owns everything inside of the dark line, including, the pink line is just the division of the two lots he owns. In the future, he would like to they're just gonna own the green, and the remainder of the property is gonna be sold to somebody who's looking to keep it undeveloped.
Which you're not the
Did you say they're looking to keep it undeveloped?
Correct. The owner of the trust is looking to, they worked with Westchester, I believe it was Westchester County Land Trust, and they were looking to sell it to someone who's buying large tracts of land to keep it undeveloped.
So then it would come off the tax roll then?
No.
Oh, no?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Depends on who buys.
Loss.
Or if it's an easement, conservation easement. But it could.
Okay,
Like a sanctuary.
just, if you could just come up to the mic
Yes,
so
sure.
everyone can hear you, please. State your name for the record too, please.
My name is Teresa Berry, and I live on Joe's Hill Road, and I was just wondering how, like I said, Benachek wants to keep what's in the green, but everything around it, he wanted to basically keep it undeveloped. No houses, no roads, just keep it like a wild sanctuary, so to speak.
That's open to do, absolutely. Like
Okay.
sell it to somebody who's interested in purchasing it for,
And leaving it as it is.
for the prospect of keeping it undeveloped.
Okay, thank you.
Is there gonna be a deed restriction to that?
I don't believe there is.
No? So someone could buy it and develop it, or they would just not sell to a person that wanted to develop it?
Well, they're working with somebody who's stated that they're just, they've bought other large tracts of land in the county.
So
But
there's
there's
someone,
nothing-
And they're undeveloped right now.
okay,
They-
But
there's
there's
someone in the
nothing-
wings.
There's nothing to
I
prevent them
I
down
don't
the
believe
line.
there's any legal mechanism that prevents it,
So-
but
The original plan is to keep it undeveloped,
absolutely.
okay. Subject to change, maybe.
Right.
No,
Hopefully not.
okay, but you can't say no. so-
Right, I can't say
But
definitely.
right now, it sounds like you've got a person out in the wings that's ready to buy it as is and retain it as is.
Correct.
Great. Any further questions from the public? The board? Make a motion to close the public hearing?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
It'll be on the October 1st meeting.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, we had nothing at work session when I made up the agenda, and we still have nothing, but next month we have a few things that'll be coming forward. I make a motion to open now the regular meeting, waive the reading of the correspondence.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Approve of the voucher lists, $1,330,671.21. Ladies and gentlemen, please. Ladies and gentlemen, please.
I'll
Just outside the
second.
door if you could. We're trying to conduct a meeting, we can hear you, unfortunately. Thank you. Okay, let's repeat the number. $1,330,671.21. So moved.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Setting in the meeting dates and public hearings. All meetings be held 1360 Route 22, Brewster, New York, at 7 p.m. unless otherwise noted. Thursday, October 1st, 2015 is the first. Thursday, October 22nd, 2015 will be the second. So moved.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Waive the reading of the budget transfers. Number 5, resolution, Birch Hill Highview Water District construction contract. Resolved that the town board hereby awards a contract for the Birch Hill Highview Water District Improvement Contract to Commercial Sweeping Services, Inc., and directs the supervisor to execute the notice of award for the contract sum of $168,457.50, a copy of which is annexed hereto and made part of, and be it further resolved that the town clerk is hereby directed to forward a certified copy of this resolution, together with a copy of the duly executed notice of award, to the Special District's administrator, and to the Commercial Sweeping Services, Inc. forthwith. So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
How many people bid? You know?
3 people bid, and the low bidder to the high bidder was almost double.
Okay, and this is the low bidder.
This was the low bidder.
And Tony, did this come in pretty much what the estimate was, or is this a lot more? I mean, what do we,
I don't know what the estimate was. I can't answer that question. I don't know.
okay,
But we were pleased with the result of the bid.
okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I also tell the board that once the contractor is out there, and again, we have still a couple things to resolve with the property itself, we will have the people from the district, Highview Terrace and Birch Hill, come to a meeting and give them the timetable when they expect it. We do expect it to be completed before the year's end if everything goes according to plan. So we'll bring them in as soon as we know what, the itinerary is, and when the game plan will be. Invite them in and make them aware of it. But right now, we don't know those dates. Okay, number 6, a resolution, IMA, Emergency Preparedness with Brewster Central School District. Now therefore it be resolved that the town board of the town of Southeast is hereby authorizes the supervisor to execute an IMA with the Brewster Central School District in a form substantially in conformity with the annex hereto and made part hereof, within and whereby the district will provide certain facilities to residents of the town of Southeast on a temporary basis in the event of a natural disaster causing displacement under certain terms and conditions. So moved.
Second. For discussion.
Discussion.
I would just like to, who we really need to thank on this is Lori Bell, who worked tirelessly. We've been meeting with the schools, how long? Almost a year, because there was a change in the administration at the county level. I'm really pleased that this is being done, because we finally, if something catastrophic happens, we will be able to work with the schools, which I think is a really important step. Although we always rely on UCP right now, which is great, but this gives us a little more to work with. So, Lori, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Lynn, you had something to do with it as well. I'm appreciate what help you gave as well.
Right, and the board, I think I was at the school board meeting, and it appears they are on board with this, and we'll be voting on it later September. So I'll go to that meeting as well. And I'm really happy to see some cooperation between the schools and the town on this.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, number 7, the financial report. This is Lynn's favorite. Nothing has changed since last month.
Ah,
The
well, that's good
same
news.
red ink is unfortunate with the outside council line. Revenues are holding tight. I got the budget done and will be presented to the board on time, on schedule. Yes, we stayed with the tax cap. Had to, you have no choice really. I mean, you do have a choice, but you know,
It's not a
you
good
don't look
one.
too good if you don't do it. Overall, it's what it is. I think, again, if you start with a good budget and you stay within your budget, you have a good budget. So we had a good budget for 2015, and we look forward to the same in 2016.
Thank you for doing all the work on it.
Any questions, anyone? I want to thank all my department heads. It was pretty easy. When they came to my office, they had one choice: no change. So it was really pretty easy. And now, I mean, it is pretty difficult. You know, you have to realize that all of our expenses go up, and we're entitled to a 0.73 increase. Health insurance went up about 6% this year. Workers, and not picking on any of the workers, that, you know, we had a 1.75 increase this past year, and you're limited to 0.75. Retirement benefits have gone up. Everything goes up. The only thing that went down is gas. We don't use as much gas as, you know, some municipalities, but, you know, that's about the only thing that's really gone down. Everything goes up, and they don't go up at 0.075. So it takes a lot during the year for this board to continue to look at the numbers and see ways to conserve. I know all my department heads are really very, very good when they come in. They know they can't buy anything for over $100 without my authorization. I don't think I've said no to anyone yet, because when they do come to me, if it's over $100, they come into me with the 3 bids that I require, and they usually get it. And if I think we can buy something cheaper, I keep looking and we do it. So it's a lot of teamwork on behalf of all the departments within the town, and the town board watching every dime, and it's working well. So with that, public comment.
John Lord, just wondered, the comprehensive plan update, when that was, when you introduced that or you approved that to go forward, I think you had a budget of $18,000.
Yes.
Did that meet, or did that stay within the budget?
You have to embarrass me, don't you?
No, I don't mean to embarrass you. I'm just
Well, no.
wondering how much it
Let's put it
cost.
this way. We originally had a budget of about $18,000. We did exceed it, but we also asked them to do a little bit more than what was asked in the original plan.
Okay.
And we got a lot more out of it as well. So I think we were maybe over by about $3,000, but I do have a contingency built into our budget, so it would be unnoticed.
Okay, thanks. That's all.
I wasn't embarrassed anyway.
No.
I was only kidding.
And one other thing, on the The landfill, how is the solar project progressing?
The solar project is going through all the hoops that the town is making it go through. It's being treated as any other project, even though the whole town will benefit by it. It will not be in this year, but hopefully all the paperwork, all the documentation, so when spring comes, it can begin.
Cool, thank you.
Anyone else from the public? Town board members?
I was just going to mention the traveling wall. The traveling wall's coming Wednesday, September 23rd. There'll be a motorcycle escort meeting at the northbound side of Route 686, 1 mile north of Exit 8. The staging is at 3 p.m. and departure at 3:30 p.m. In addition to that, September 24th to September 27th, it will be at Putnam County Veterans Memorial Park on Gypsy Trail Road in Carmel. The opening ceremony is September 24th at 7 p.m. Closing ceremony and Gold Star Mother's Day ceremony, September 27th at 1 p.m. And there'll also be a shuttle as well, a free shuttle bus September 25th and 26th, which is Friday and Saturday, every 30 minutes from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's going to leave from the Southeast train station and Putnam County Veterans Memorial Park, if anyone is interested in attending.
And I think, Edwin, there's, if people want, they're organizing, I think down in the, at the end of Peaceable Hill, I think they're planning 3:30 right now, if people want to go and see the motorcade and see the wall go by. So,
Jack rests
yeah,
at the Oval Park.
yeah. So, if anyone's interested in that, that will be going on too.
Anyone else?
No, sorry.
Just, I was at a traffic safety board meeting before this meeting. We need to send somebody, and I forgot the date, I left it in my car, but there's going to be a meeting at the Traffic Management Center down in Hawthorne where the state police and the DOT is about the state's plans for 84 during snowstorms. They've got a bunch of gates now, and they're going to be, so, I don't know.
You're
Someone should
volunteering,
go.
are you not going?
Well, if, I'll try to go, but maybe
thank
Kenny
you.
should be there, or, but I'll figure it out, but it's, you know, who's gonna have the authority to close the gates and,
Were there
who they're
any-
gonna give
are
keys
there
to.
any
They may
gates
give
in
it to,
Southeast?
I don't believe
not
yet,
yet.
but
I
I
see,
think
I
they're
see him over
coming.
at Kent, I see
Right.
him up in Fishkill,
Maybe
getting out.
Patterson on 311, so apparently whenever the weather gets bad now, because they did have some bad snowstorms that came across suddenly in the years ago, and like around Fishkill, the people got stranded in their cars all night, so they want to prevent that. It affects Southeast a lot, because on the state line, they're just gonna close it, so all these car trucks and whatever are just gonna dump off into Southeast. But I'll get the date and
So
I'll
they're
let
gonna
you know.
close the
Well,
major thoroughfare,
yeah, all of-
and
I
all the
mean-
secondary roads will still be open.
Right, I mean, right, so it's a, you know, it's a problem, so.
Okay.
Anyway,
You can
I'll get the
talk-
information
And
and
talk to
I'll-
Kenny,
yeah.
and if you both like to go, fine, if not,
Yep,
you're welcome to represent the town.
okay, and that's it.
Okay. Seeing no other, I'll entertain a motion from someone.
I'll make a motion that we close tonight's meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming.